Hello everybody, and welcome back. Today, Lorrie is in Rivervale, and if you check your map, Rivervale, if you are not aware, is a little zone that is off of Enchanted Lands. So you will need, there's no Druid Ring here, there's no port here. You will need to get to it via this little rickety bridge. If you come over to the very east side of Rivervale, there's a building called the House of Circles. Now, it is protected by Nightbloods and demons, so getting there might be a little tricky. But Lorrie has made her way to this building. And the reason she has come here is to pick up a couple of book quests and another quest. This is her type of space. As you can see, it is full of books. On this table to the right of Lorrie, you will find two quests that you can pick up. One of them is not an actual book quest. One of them is a regular quest to kill 100 of these Nightbloods. So I went ahead and picked that up. It's not something we're going to work on in any way, shape, or form, religiously or anything. I just picked it up because it was there. The other quest that's on this table is called The Adventures of Jorbo and Mappy, and we are going to be working on that one this morning. The other quest that you will find in this building is up here on the shelf, this stack of books right here. And if you click on that, you will receive the book quest that is called Collapse. Now, this quest, the adventure quest, has another part. However, the second part is dropped randomly from a small chest from any mob in the zone. Now, before the recording, I took Lorrie out and we were killing stuff here and there on the way over just to see if we'd get lucky and get the chest to drop, and it did not drop for us. Before we get started, I do want to read one of the lore and legend books that we completed last episode. And the book is called The Precious Fairy Book. Now, if you have completed your lore and legend, you already have this book in your library at your home, and you can read that at your leisure. It's not very long, but I just wanted to read it to everybody since this is a series about lore and legends, basically. So let's go ahead and read this little book, and then we're going to get started. The Precious Fairy Book, copied from the Everling Laboratory Collection, being a compendium of uses for fairies and instructions for gathering them at the peak of potency. Everyone is familiar with fairies, perhaps from childhood tales. This book will provide readers with a clear insight into the Nerathian version of these winged creatures. The main body, so to speak, of work at the Everling Laboratory is the animation of certain golems. Learning how to put something together, whether by magic or manual labor, requires knowing how to disassemble said item. In this way, our research is able to pinpoint the highest concentrations of mana that can be derived from a variety of sources. The best sources of mana are concentrated in fey beings, such as fairies. Unless one is able to build one's laboratory directly atop a natural wellspring of mana, the next best thing of obtaining is through direct extraction. As with morning dew, the best time of day to obtain fairies is at dawn. Fairies can be found readily throughout most of modern Norath. A large number of them reside in the Enchanted Lands. There's two main types of fairy body style, although many subtle variations can be detected through close examination. One type is the so-called dragonfly fairy, and the other is the typical fairy. Dragonfly fairies are distinguished by an elongated lower body from which no legs are visible. The typical fairy looks like a shining miniature gnome. Unless one has the need for a specific type of fairy, the dragonfly and typical are interchangeable, as they both have most of the same body parts. Consider one's purpose in obtaining concentrations of mana. If the end result is an offensive purpose, one would likely wish to use dragonfly fairies, because they seem to have an essence that boosts the offensive spells. Typical fairies, on the other hand, have a faint infusion of something better for defensive spells. More research will be needed to determine what manufactures these essential traces, but it's important to keep in mind. If you remove the fairy's wings and hold them up to the light, you can see the network of veins within them. Without their wings, fairies cannot fly. Flying springs from magic. Magic springs from mana. Therefore, the wings are concentrated mana. This is true of either dragonfly or typical fairies. There's also the matter of fairy dust, which can be obtained again from either type of fairy. To make the most of the gathering process, it's useful to hold the fairy over a clean cloth and scrape it with the dull edge of a knife. The dust collects in the cloth, which can then be used to transfer it to a storage container. Some who search for concentrations of mana will make a reduction from the broth made by boiling fairy bones. The sheer number of fairies it will take to make this decoction can be overwhelming. It's practical to store leftover fairy bones from previous extraction methods and prepare the reduction all at one time. Whenever there is an imbalance in the world's forces, there is an upswing in negative energy fairies. This does not mean that fairies have no energy, but rather fairies that tend toward malicious or mischievous behavior. If it's not possible to convert these fairies to one's own purpose, they may be used in the same way as any other fairy. Fairies are very useful in terms of distilling mana for a variety of purposes. They have many other uses as well. Some of those will need to be chronicled elsewhere. If you're considering the study of fairies, you may well be the one to prepare such a volume. Now that is taken from the Everling library, which Everling, as you know, is in the Nectropos Castle in Nectulos Forest. Kind of creepy. Very creepy. So let's go ahead and start this quest that we are actually going to work on today. And let's get started. Now, if we complete this quest, it is a level 35 quest. And if you complete it, you will get, of course, the copy of the book. But we were also going to pick up some gauntlets, which are going to be an upgrade for Lorrie. So that's pretty exciting. You don't normally get armor with these quests, so that is a little bit different. All right, let's start. One day, Jorbo and Mappy decided to have an exciting adventure and visit far-off lands. Packing their bags, they told their moms what they were about to do. With a kiss to their forehead, both mothers gave the two boys their blessing. All right, so we are going to follow in the footsteps of these two young halflings. And the first thing we need to do is kill 10 corrupted halflings. And we're going to be running into some aggro. And I've got Stamper out with me. And there we go. Oh dear. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Stamper, you need to heal me. These are triple up heroic, level 43 in this zone. And we have just turned level 40, so we're about halfway through. Should be some good XP. However, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. There we go. And we're going to be level 41 in no time at this rate. All right, well, so that's what you're up against getting to the building. Now, of course, if you can fly or even jump, that's going to be a lot easier for you. All right, we are after these dudes. Now, we need 10 of them. See one right off the bat. Oh, we're going to get all kinds of them. And we have a chest down here. Okay, I need to read the book. Let's go somewhere somewhat safe. It wasn't too long after they began their journey that they were accosted by an orc. The orc told the two boys that they could not cross the bridge until they both told him a joke. If the joke wasn't funny, he would throw them off the bridge into the water below. All right, we need to kill 10 more of these guys. There's some right up there at the top of the hill. So let's go get those. Okay, have they come back? No. So we are going to head over to this hill across the road. These are a lot higher. These are 37s. Stamper, can you heal me, please? Thank you, dear. My goodness, they just don't stop. Got him. Okay then. That was something else. Okay, we gotta read the book. Or not. Okay. Below their feet was a lake filled with the deadliest fish ever seen in all of Norath. The lake boiled and bubbled with the fish, anticipating their next meal. Jorbo started with a joke about why the duck crossed the lake. When he got to the punchline, the orc said he heard that one before and took another drink from his jum-jum mug. We've got to kill some more. We've got a group of them right over here. Ooh, those are something else up there. We don't want to go up there. Let's see. Let's check over here. Yeah, here's one. Oh, there's a named also. Yep, we're going to get the named on this pool. Ah, here we go. All right, let's read the next one. Mappy knew if they were going to escape from this wild predicament, he'd have to make up a joke no one ever heard before. He looked at the orc and said, "What does the farmer say when he can't find his rake?" The orc looked confused and said he didn't know. When Mappy gave the punchline, "Where's my rake?" the orc started laughing so hard he fell over into the lake. Okay, so now we need to kill 10 shadowed halflings. Now those I'm not sure where those are. Shadowed halflings. Okay, well, let's see. We are here. We need to get back over this way. So, looks like we have to go across this bridge right here. Oh! Oh! Did not know we were getting attacked by fairies also. Alrighty then. Okay, we can go in this building. So I'm guessing there's going to be more shadow halflings. There's also some right down there. But let's take a peek in this building first. Yep. Oh my goodness, 4 of them. Stamper is inside, so we need to go inside. Okay. Guess there was one underneath the ground that I couldn't see. Well, this is a cute little place. Look at this. Very cool. Gotta check it out. Nothing in the bookcase. Got some instruments. Got a nice little bed. Armoire. Huh. Fireplace. Well, it's too bad that they were corrupted and they can no longer enjoy this cute little home. It'd be a nice little vacation getaway, Stamper. What you think? Alright, let's go and get these down here. We need 5 more. Okay, well, we're gonna get what we need, which is a good thing. Then the orc splashed into the lake. All the fish swam away from him. Behind them, the two friends could hear the sound of other orcs running to see what happened, so they left. Knowing they would be taken prisoner in a big castle if they were seen, they ran for the biggest tree they could find and climbed it as fast as they could. All right, 10 more of these buggers. Oh. Damper, where's this fairy? Okay, good, because I couldn't see her. I couldn't attack her. That was very strange. When they were up in the tree, Jorbo and Mappy started getting hungry. They pulled out the food they brought with them and ate it all. Still hungry, they saw a beehive hanging from one of the branches. Digging inside, they dug out a handful of honey and had that for dessert. That's when the little bumblebee bixies swarmed out and started scolding them. All right, 10 more shadowed halflings. All right, let's see. Knowing they would get in trouble if the Bixies told their mothers about taking things without asking, so they jumped out of the tree and they started to run. A short while later, they had escaped both the Bixies and the orcs inside a crude shelter buried beneath a hillside. What they didn't know was that the little house wasn't empty. All right, now we just have to go back and kill the corrupted ones. So, let's see. We just need to go back this way. Inside the house was a wicked old witch who called out to them. This witch had evil magical powers, for she knew their names. She then began asking them mysterious questions about what they were doing and many questions about their mothers. Soon enough, the two friends realized that she was going to use this information on some horrible spell. Okay, 10 more corrupted halflings. And there's some right over here. Oh, sweet. Got a collection item. That's always nice. All right, let's read the book. Jorbo and Mappy became very quiet, politely refusing to answer any more questions. At that moment, the witch tried to use her magical powers and made a strawberry cake appear in her oven. And she offered it to the two boys, and being fully under her spell, they ate half of the cake. Coming to their senses when they were finished eating, they said, "Thank you," and left to explore even further. 10 more corrupted halflings. Okay, my goodness. The last page did not actually show up for us, so I'm going to read that real quick. The two friends, barely escaping a horrible fate, realized they needed to be more careful, for the world was very dangerous. Behind them, a voice told them that they were quite right. Turning round, they saw that the speaker was an adult halfling. The interesting thing about him was that he had scales like a lizard covering his entire body. Who was this mysterious halfling? Well, that's a tale for another day. So that is the end of the story. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe and give a like to the video if you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you next time. Take care all. Bye-bye now.